Hi everyone, it's Chenzo from Reality Art Pod, here to talk about RuPaul's Drag Race Season 16, Episode 9, titled See You Next Wednesday. Last week on Drag Race, the queens competed in the Snatch Game, which saw Plain Jane come out on top with a win and Tsunami and Morphine lip sync for their life, sending Tsunami back to the Muse graveyard. Before I get started, I put links in the description so you can catch up on my previous recaps with my playlist, and if you don't already have it, you can use my link to get started with Paramount Plus for free. If you like my content, give me a like and consider subscribing, but let's dive into it. The gals return to the workroom and Morphine mourns her friend Tsunami. Tsunami writes LMAO on the mirror. All of the queens seem particularly morose after this elimination, which speaks to Tsunami's character. Plain is
gooped that I won the freaking Snatch Game.
But notoriously shy and outgoing Maya says she feels strongly that Sapphira should have won. I agree. Sapphira feels
good, and I knew that I would.
The producers are trying to break her and failing. If I were Sapphira, I would have a performative breakdown to appease the producers so they'll let me have a win again when I deserve it. The next day, Ru is wearing a periwinkle suit and neon animal print top that's his best outfit of the season in and out of drag. Their mini challenge is doing a spit take.
You spit out liquid in response to something funny.
I don't spit.
Ru summons the Spit Crew and they get into comedy queen drag. I guess I'll just show you some of the spitting. Maya decides to be outgoing.
That was more than a spit take. We're redoing the Snatch Game.
Sapphira's spit take is crazy. Girl, that's a puke take. Ru declares Nymphia the winner and she wins $2,500. For the Maxi Challenge, they need to create a neo-goth look. They can only use black, white, and gray, and this is right up my alley. I can't wait to see these looks. As they design, Q is feeling good.
I'm about to get on these hoes.
Plasma is struggling early with Plain referring to her drag as
old, haggard, plasma aesthetic.
Nymphia asks Maya how she's feeling.
I'm happy.
Dawn sees Plasma struggling and advises her to try something different, which sends Plasma into a design spiral.
Like Paris Hilton, sort of like brass doll.
So she starts over. Q tells Plain that Plasma is making something similar to Plain's, so Plain goes to talk to Plasma about it, but Plasma doesn't want to hear it.
Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss, get out of my station.
Nymphia is struggling to find inspiration because the fabric isn't yellow, but has made a black wreath, and Plain realizes that working with chains is harder than she thought.
This is going to take me years.
Sapphira gives Plasma some encouragement and realizes that Maya needs more than just encouragement and starts helping her, but she helps Maya more than I've ever seen anyone help on this or any design show, really helping her not only with the construction but also the actual design. The next day in the workroom, the queens have been up all night in their hotels working on their outfits. One thing that makes design episodes hard to keep up with is that they make most of their outfits off camera. Maya says she slept well, of course, because Sapphira made her whole outfit in the workroom the day before. The queens talk about their previous dating experiences, and Plasma shares she's lived in rural Texas and didn't feel safe growing up. Morphine shares she has a difficult time dating and being non-binary in Miami. Finally, it's time for the runway. Ru is wearing a multicolored sequin gown, and this is such a major improvement after an array of duds from Ru. Ru looks great, and Michelle is dressed for theme in black with edgy accessories. Carson has put away his ugly, shiny bomber jackets for now to try on this blue suit jacket with hearts on it. I appreciate something different, but this jacket is hideous. Kaya Gerber is there in a suit. Fire your stylist for this one, Kaya. Where is Jenna Ortega for this challenge? Onto the runway where they play some Phantom of the Opera-ass music to start it off. First up is Plain, and this look is cool where the bodysuit under the straps has a lot of detail put into it and it fits her well. I don't really respond well to the ribbons on the look. They're kind of just dragging, and I don't think ribbons are really modern fashion, but if she cut those ribbons in half, she could have maybe made a fringe effect somewhere. Maya looks beautiful, the dress fits her nicely, and I like that it's solid in the front and nude in the back. The wig pairs nicely with the dress as well, and I'm sure it covers up a hack job of a zipper. What ruins this to me is the really literal styling, like a skull ring which she licks and crows on either shoulder that she later pats on the head. Dawn is wearing a black dress with a chandelier effect at the hip. For me, it was hitting the assignment, and she even catered her makeup to the challenge. She looks fashionable, goth, and ties it all together nicely. Morphine goes for a modern Morticia Addams look, and her makeup is really great. She even blends it all the way down to the chest, and the silhouette of the dress is in the right direction. She loses me with putting these fabric cones along the shoulders, which goes against the current fashion aspect of the challenge. I actually think if those weren't on it, it would be a potential winner for me. For Plasma's look, we have a houndstooth. I want to say it looks like a singlet that I'm sure is just tucked in, but you're left to imagine if it was manufactured, it would have crotch snaps. a rare thrilling moment, textured pants, and a white belt secured with one belt loop, and another belt for good measure. This one is black and blends right in. A black and white shawl that looks like a mop, and a Victorian collar attached to nothing, and a jeweled necklace, and a sheer wig. This look is just crazy. Saphira is wearing a black and white print with black sequin coming from the slit of the dress. The construction of this dress is great, but I have an issue with so much use of white in a goth runway. Maybe I'll accept a pop of white, like Wednesday wears a white collar, but this is way too much white for me. I feel like this print would have been good as a lining, but not as a main fabric. Nymphia makes a dress with a lot of lace and tulle, but the headpiece she made and veil covers her face, and I feel like with this much black, you need to see a little more skin. She ends up just being a big black blob, and we see her face for like a second, and she looks beautiful. Apparently there's spiders in her headpiece, and they're blended in, we can't really see them, and she can't walk in the dress, which is distracting. For Q's look, the design of this is top notch, where I could actually see this walking a runway. Her makeup is beautiful, but I hate that her face is white and she didn't paint her chest, her legs, or her hands, or wear gloves. This is also definitely not goth. Later, Plain Jane decides not to use her immunity potion, and they all are getting judged. Michelle likes Jane's hair and makeup, but feels like the look was safe. Kaya loves that Maya had spiders crawling on her, and Michelle conveniently asks Maya how she made her dress and can't sew. And it's so obvious that the producers told Michelle to ask her about this and specifically ask what Saphira did to help her. And we get another rare confessional during judging, this time from Plasma.
Maya's like, well, I made my own dress. And I'm like, you didn't.
For Dawn, Michelle calls this look brilliant, and Kaya says it's stunning. Carson calls it elegant, phenomenal, engineering belonging to NASA, and Rue is impressed with the engineering as well. They like Morphine's mermaid skirt, but feel the details are wonky. Kaya loves Plasma's two belts, but Michelle roasts Plasma's outfit, calling it confusing, and Rue says it's mixed messages and not reading as goth. They love the construction on Saphira's dress, and Rue loves the fabric, saying it sells the goth storyline, and her attitude presenting the look. Michelle calls Nymphia's look a production on the highest caliber, and Rue says it's perfectly styled. The judges really shower Q with praise, making it obvious that this was their favorite, with Carson later saying she redefined the assignment. Personally, I'm a purist and think you should follow the assignment. So they end up deciding Q as the winner and giving her $5,000. I disagree with this. I feel like the win should have gone to Dawn. This was a great look, but it just wasn't goth, and Dawn was the only one who I didn't really have a problem with. I had really high hopes for the goth runway, but it ended up being a big flop. Maya and Plasma are announced as the bottom two and lip sync to Bloody Mary by Lady Gaga, but this is truly the worst rendition of this song I've ever heard. Apparently, it's the TikTok Wednesday Dance Challenge version, but honestly, the regular song would have been so much better. I think the non-sped up version of this is right up Plasma's alley, but she struggles with the pace of this song, with Maya having a reveal of black rose petals under her wig. Maya also does a double backflip in this dress, which is awesome. This is Maya's best lip sync yet, and Plasma really struggles through it, getting tangled in the wig at multiple points. So we have to say goodbye to Plasma here, which seems shocking based on track record, given that she's won 2 challenges. I'm usually disagreeing with the eliminations this season, but after this runway and lip sync, it checks out. I think we'll definitely see her again. Her musical theater background gives her a big advantage in challenges. I do think she could use a little bit of a personality tune-up. Her personality is like she's always doing an impression, but the impression's like if you put Patti LuPone and Barbara Streisand in a juicer, you don't really get an idea of who Plasma really is. Makes it kind of hard to root for that person. So on a return, I'd love to see her be a little bit more vulnerable because I'm sure there's more to the story there. So that's all I have to say about this episode. Let me know in the comments, do you agree with me that this wasn't as gothy as it could be? And as of right now, who are you rooting to win? If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by my birthday in April. I'll be back next weekend to talk about more Drag Race. Until then, have a nice week. Bye.